lovelies, bodies of light, these seekers and sojourners that are seeking. But we don't got to seek too far because it's within. The seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144, chosen of the chosen few. You know who you are. I greet you in the love, love, love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am Celestial Earth in this divine energy essence of it all, in the allness of this. As usual, I'm reporting to you live from nowhere other than 5D, the fifth dimension and the place to be. Welcome, welcome. Stand here with me. Stand up and stand in it. Walk through it. For those of you who are just getting in, who have just crossed the dimensional lines and quantum leap, welcome. Welcome to 5D. Take a good look around. Get to know yourself. Because the more you get to know you, is the more you get to know we in this capacity that we're in, peace and harmony. So join us. There's a lot going on. This is the wisdom in the wind. Like, I don't know if you hear it, but the winds are just blowing. The ancestors are speaking. And there is much to be said. The currents are changing, right? And this is all about the energy within us. So this is a post full moon video. I've been wanting to do it maybe since 2 days ago. But there's a lot going on. I'm on the move within this land. The ancestral work is really happening. And I guess that's why I'm really hearing the winds. The past few days, this is what I would get up to, just hearing the winds um, right now. And this sun is just like beaming on the third eye. And we had a beautiful third eye day in the workshop. For those of you who were here through the workshop, it was a beautiful experience. A few of you, that was the first time that came from off of this channel, and we're building that community. And it was beautiful. It was insightful. It was very insightful. We went to our inner sight and our inner senses, and the third eye day was beautiful. Everyone had some kind of insight. And so I just want to add to that. Um, as usual, I bring you the news to infuse if you so choose to infuse. And if not, you refuse. And those who refuse, be prepared to be fried on the grid, on the grid. So we're activating this light grid. And with this post full moon, it was a full moon in Virgo where our south nodes were. I explained, I gave the information as it was given to me. As I got the download, I gave it to you all right away. And whoever found it important, like I said, it resonates with you. If it does, some of you said, all right, I'm there. If you didn't get to make it, I know there were some of you that had the intention and for whatever reason didn't get to make it. That's okay too, because you're getting closer and closer, and your spirit was there. You were there in spirit, right? So in that, some information that I'd like to share with us, what's important or pertinent right now, because the next, as I told you all, we were going to have workshops back to back, because the energies that we were having in March were very, very powerful. In the month of Pisces, aka the Newt month, for those of you who have the 5D calendar, um, it was very karmic. There were karmic cycles closing out. And I want us to understand this, because when there are karmic cycles closing out, it disturbs the energetic realm a little bit. It's like a flushing or a flooding is happening, right? Imagine this water. Imagine you have this dirty cup of water and you put it under the faucet and you turn it on to kind of flush out the water. What happens first is all the dirt in there kicks up and kicks up as the pure water is pouring in and pouring in. You'll see it. You could try it. Do an experiment. Just put a little dirt, get a glass of water, put a little dirt in there, let it settle at the bottom, and then pour in, put it under the pipe and just let it flood in, flood in. And you're going to see it's going to kick up a bunch of dust in the water before all of it comes up and out. So imagine that. And if you can imagine that, that's what a lot of us are feeling. The dust is spinning around, especially if you're intentionally and purposefully in that light, pouring in that water, right? You're being the water bearer of your soul, which is the age of the Aquarius, the Aquarian age. In the Aquarian age, it is the age of the knowing. You are pouring in so much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that it is kicking up all the dust. So it's not going to be, and I say this because a lot of us have a different visual of what's happening, what's going on. It's not going to be peaches and cream. It's not, oh, all this information is coming. Oh, such a beautiful thing. It's going to kick up and kick out some old, dusty stuff, some old stuff that does not need to be there. And you will definitely feel it, especially with the moon. This is why I utilize the moon to do this work, because the moon is that feminine energy that allows you to tap into your feminine, your subconscious mind, which is feminine energy. All of that is feminine. It brings up the water in the oceans, and so too does it bring up the waters in you, which is the emotional body. All energy in motion is going to get kicked up like that dirt in the water that I was talking about. And all of it has to swirl around chaotically until it comes up and out. So it's not a smooth, magical transition, but it can be smooth depending on how you are willing to adhere to the energies, how willing you are to accept the revelations that you're having, because it's all about revelation. There is nothing to be healed, only truth to be revealed, and I stand by that. Every healing in your mind and in your body is based on revelation, revealing. What will you allow yourself to reveal? Which means, what will you allow yourself to feel? Because to feel it is to know it, right? And I just gave you 3 chakras to work with right there. That's the sacral, the third eye, and the heart. And I've mentioned it before, probably in a previous video, but I'm sharing it again for those who may need it, who may need to work with it, right? The sacral is the feeling, the third eye is the revealing, and the heart is the healing, right? Some people may need to go to their heart first, but don't go just trying to look for a healing. Go to your heart to open it, just to be open, and then go into your sacral so that you allow the feelings, right? A lot of feelings that people have trapped in their hips, where a lot of women hold their issues in their tissues, in their hips, right? And men too. Men too. And the sacral has everything to do with reproduction and all of that. So it chokes the flow of life, right? And so allow yourself to feel in the sacral so that it can be revealed in your third eye. And then you will be truly healed in your heart, and the heart will send the information everywhere to your body where it needs to go. The heart is the most important organ that you have. It gives the information more than your brain. Okay? Everybody think it's the brain. It's not the brain, it's the heart. And if you want to check, double check what I'm saying, look at how a baby is formed. And when they go, the first thing they look for is the baby's heartbeat. One of the first organs at 2 months, when you're 2 months in gestation, they're looking for the heartbeat, not the brain, because the heart is sending the information electronically, energetically. The electricity, the electrons, however you want to look at it, is sending all the information to all the rest of the organs, including the brain. By the time we are born, our brain is not even fully developed at birth, but the heart is definitely doing what it does. So just to kind of show that to you, everything is in the heart of being open, the bridge, right? But let me not go into all of that. I digress. This wind that as you're hearing, you're seeing, I'm experiencing that the ancestors are in the wind, which means the wisdom is in the wind. The elders are in the wind. And there is a new wind blowing. So, and this post full moon energy, there's so much that I'm hearing and seeing and sensing. It's hard to kind of get it all out. But one of the main things that I'm seeing for all of us is to remove any old thinking, the karmic closures that are happening, and to be welcoming to it, to be open to it. I'm listening to the wind again right now. Hear them speak. And as I was sitting out here, there was wind, there was fire. There was a fire over in the north northeast direction of me, and it was blowing southwest. So in a direction from northeast to southwest. And that in itself is saying something when you understand the directions and how the directions are elements and what they mean. And what I was seeing in the chakras is there's some interaction coming up between the fire, which is solar plexus, and the wind, which is heart. And when we look at that, that's actually where we're heading towards as we enter into Aries, whose opposition is Libra. Aries being fire and Libra being the wind. So the fire, there's a burning that's happening is what I was hearing as this was happening. There's a releasing in this burning. The fire removes the impurities. So there's this releasing through this karmic cycle that we just came through with the stellium that has been in Pisces. The Lord of Karma inside the house of karma. There are so many karmic windows, karmic trauma that are closing. And so the fire is blazing. The fire is removing the impurities. And I want us to look at this metaphysically, physically and metaphysically, literally, figuratively, all of that, because it is happening. But we have to play our part. And in knowing that with these impurities being extracted, with the dust that is kicking up that I'm explaining to you, these desperate energies are doing desperate things. And we really have to be mindful of the desperate energies doing desperate things. And in so many ways, they're clinging in this chaos. They're clinging to the old. And I'm speaking to us. I'm speaking to you because I'm speaking to me. And all of us, we have to be very vigilant in what we are seeing and sensing and adhere to it and not allow the desperate energies that want to cling to the old. And I mean, even in us, when I say desperate, it means we're used to certain things, right? We're only as strong as our weakest link. So the old things that we're comfortable with, we're desperate to keep those comforts. We want to be better. We want enlightenment. We want more, but we're also fearful in certain ways. And we're desperate to hold on to those old ways, which challenges us. And a lot of us, that's why you're really getting shook through this karmic cycle, because the energies are really shaking you down. Girl, I want to shake you down. We'll go all the way to heaven. I don't know where that song just, I even forgot who sang that, but that's the song that I'm hearing. Like the energies are saying, come on, I want to shake you down. We'll go all the way to heaven. To where? To the celestials, to infinity and beyond. I got so much in store for you. It's like that's what the energies are saying. That's what the wind is whistling right now. You can even see it in the trees. Like, I was looking at it and was just like, look at this. See? I'm not lying. Hear the ancestors. And just take a deep breath. Allow that energetic body to move through you. It wants to take us to heaven. And I don't mean the heaven in the clouds. I'm talking about into the celestials, into a heaven state of mind. I want to shake you down to take you up there. And we got to be shaken down because of the things that we are clinging to desperately. We are no better than those out there that we see in the shadows of the 3D world that are desperately clinging to their shadows. This is speaking to you and me and we to get our act together. Right? To get our act together. Grasping. I think you're saying grasping something, if I'm saying that correctly. Thank you. Peace and welcome. But we're desperate to hold on to those things, and the people around us are desperate to hold on to those things, and we have to be very mindful and be truthful in where we stand. In this post energy, I'm even seeing it for myself as I'm sharing it with you all. We can't continue to do the things that we were doing and holding it in a certain way with others, especially with others. You are only as strong as your weakest link. So we are here to remove the weak fences. We are here to remove the unhealed wounds, the karmic trauma, And good news that I have to share with you all is we got connection to some land. So we have some land that we will be working with while we're here in Jamaica. I actually got to visit it. I'll see if I can get a picture on YouTube. I'm not that tech savvy, but there's a beautiful river running through that land. So there is forward movement. And I share that with you because I had to open the ancestral way. I literally had to work the ancestral passage personally for myself. That's why I was getting all that fight. But when you stick to it and you stick to the truth principles, you will manifest the outcome that you are to manifest. And it may not look the way you think it should look. And this is my testimony is a testament to that. Because we were coming here to look for land to buy. And it turns out that Spirit was saying, nope, you're not going to buy land. You are going to acquire land. And that is exactly what happened. But by me, it would not have happened had I not done what was instructed and walk in the path that I didn't want to walk in. It didn't look pretty. I stood at the end and was like, I don't want to go there. But I went. I went because of issues that were getting kicked up, and I had to be forced to move, but I went. And once I went, I stood there and I worked through the personal ancestral trauma for myself specifically to open the door and open the way for there to be a manifestation. Ashe, ashe. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you for all of us who will be following in. Yes, in the ancestral land. That's why I had to come here. And this is opening the way for the retreat that is to come. And for those of you who will be joining the retreat, again, thank you for those of you who sent your donations, who are still sending your donations. As a matter of fact, I'm going to encourage you to keep sending donations whenever you can. You don't even have to have a specific date. I'm not even going to say we're going to do a monthly or a weekly. Whenever it rains in your heart to send a donation, you can send a donation. Right? You can email me at divineenergystudio.com, or you can Zelle through that very same email and send a donation and let me know if you have sent it. Please do email me and let me know, because it's a reciprocal energy. But this is helping to go towards what we're doing now. We've acquired that land and now it's time to procure the land. And so the workshop, the retreat, when we come back, we're still working on how we're doing that retreat, because the land is pretty, let's say, raw land. So we have to look at how we're willing to work on the land. But this is a part of the ancestral passage that would not have opened up had I not gone through and bore through doing what I need to do first. And this is what a pioneer has to do. So I'm doing what I'm called to do. And yes, it's creating the path and the doorway, and we'll be able to have that ancestral passage that's going to help us with our DNA activation. We're activating our DNAs. And this is all part of the work. This is the new wind that is blowing. Thank you, Spirit. That's why you keep hearing me say ancestors in the wind and focusing on the ancestors, because the new wind that is blowing for a lot of us is to open our minds, open our hearts to ancestral work. Because ancestral work is blood work. So if we're having a spiritual dialysis, this is how it's going to be done. And it doesn't have to look exactly like mine. But now that I've cut through the way, we have a blueprint and we have something that we can work through, and everyone can tailor to their own personal design and pathway. But now we have a way. And it's not just for me. Of course, there were others. There are other. Find an ancestral passage if you can. But this is the healing, the revealing that needs to be done to bring us into our healing. And this is what opened the manifestation. And how I know that is right when we're about to leave, because we're getting ready to go back, y'all. Finally, we're getting ready to come back, only to come back again. But it happened right within this last week of us being here, that we're being ready, prepared to leave. And that is when the land, I literally just saw the land on Monday. Mind you, we came in contact with the people of this land months ago, like around November. But it was not meant for us to see that land or get near that land until I do what must needs be done. So this is a testament of us standing on our purpose, in our purpose, and doing the uncomfortable things first and sticking with it so that you can open the doors, open the windows, open the portals of time in time to have the manifestation that is needed, not the manifestation that you think it should look like, but what is needed. And allow perspectives to change, because that is exactly what happened. In order for this door to be open, perspectives had to change. As I said, we were looking at buying, and it was showing me, no, you're going to acquire. And not only that, we're living our first proof of living in Dharma, which is something I've been talking about. Dharma is service for service. You have to remove your karma in order to live in your Dharma. And that Dharma is how you are truly living and flowing in the abundance of life, because we respect service for service. So what we have found and connected with as the first step of Dharma, service for service. You have something I need, I have something you need, and that is valuable. Your energy is valuable, my energy is valuable. Our energy together is extremely powerful and valuable. And we don't allow that when we don't allow Dharma, the flow of Dharma, and how that shows up in this particular arena of this acquiring this land is there is a land that they have and we have land that we want to work on. They need someone there to work on that land. We need land to work on. So you see how that works. And so you don't even have to use fiat. This is the first example of that. I don't know how many of you all are seeing that. And I'm saying the first example, big move example for me and evidence to you for those who are willing to see it. I'm not saying people have never seen it before, but this is that first big move publicly that I'm sharing, that I'm seeing. And I've been talking about service for service for about 3 years, since I've been talking about breaking the illusion of money. This is how we break that illusion, but we have to first do the work in here, in our mind, in our soul. And when you do that work, you change your perspectives. And this is what we're working on. This is what the retrograde is giving us a peek at. The retrograde in Venus and even the retrograde in Mercury is giving us a peek at that. Changing perspectives, reminding us of where the nodes were when they were in Taurus and Scorpio, which was about changing the perspective and utilizing the opportunity to truly change your perspective. Not just talk about it, but be about it, live it in your soul. Change your mind. Because had I not changed my mind, I would not have an open door or an open portal to receive this dharmic experience. And I mean big, beautiful land. And I don't have to shed a penny. I don't have to spend any of this fiat. This is true Dharma. And this is because I have done the work in karma, the karmic trauma that I had to release through the ancestral trauma, through childhood trauma. I spoke about this and I said there are 3 traumas that we are going to have to release if you want to activate your DNA. And that's ancestral, karmic, and childhood. And as I'm speaking it to you now, I'm seeing where that was all in the interplay of it all that has opened the windows, the floodgates for this experience. So I share this with you so you see that changing the perspective is as simple as that. But it's difficult if you're not willing to release the egoic grips that we have on our minds that it has to look this way. Or the ego's narrative that continues to play a story that I have to have this. I'm waiting on an apology. I'm waiting on forgiveness. We're waiting on people and things and places. We have it backwards. These are the perspectives that need to change. How we look at possessions, how we look at materials, places, things. Perspectives change. Old paradigm, change. And so I invite us all to look within ourselves and see that. And if you haven't gotten a chance to step into the workshop, we got another one coming up, the Detox to Detach, which is definitely our next level. Everyone in our workshop is actually going over to the next workshop. Everyone who just did our Chakra Moon workshop is ready and waiting on me now to jump into the Detox to Detach workshop. At the end of our workshop, when we did a consensus and talked about it, everyone was saying, yep, I'm ready. So Monday, I say this now to share with you all, to give you the opportunity, if you're still working on that, helping you to change a perspective. Our next step is detox to detach, so that we can detox, decalcify the things that are blocking our third eye, and detach. Detoxes and fasts are really good for activating your third eye, right? And be able to then detach from physical things in the way that we have, which is what the Venus retrograde is highlighting to us, echoing what we were supposed to get from the North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio. And that was then. This was from about January of 2022 to about July of 2023. Look back between that time frame and see what was happening with you in your life, world, and affairs, especially in regards to relationships and finances. Because that was Taurus, North Node in Taurus. And Venus rules Taurus. So Venus, who rules Taurus, is bringing that back for us right now. So if you're feeling some of that kickback in your finances and your relationships, then that's why. Don't fight it. Sit with yourself and look at what needs to be released. Look at why you're having that. And be willing to change your perspective so that you can have the release that you need to have. And Mercury retrograde is also coming back. They're coming through Aries right now. And Chiron, who is in Aries, Chiron is still removing the shadows of the age of the ram. And so Mercury, which is about communication and travel, is bringing that back for us. A lot of us are time traveling, right? There's many levels that I can speak about what's happening with Mercury. There's communication that we're feeling like, what is going on? But it is allowing us to look at how we have been interrelating incorrectly from the age of the ram. It has given us an opportunity to correct all communication and travel. I'm not just talking about travel and sightseeing. I'm talking about the way we travel, the way we move about in our life, world, and affairs. That is traveling. You know how they say in basketball, traveling. I don't even really know what it really means, but traveling, this is a part of travel. Right? So when you hear these forecasts and you hear them talk about travel, don't just think about hopping on a plane and traveling. It is about how we're traveling through time, and in our experience in time, there is a retrograde in how we are traveling through our spirit in time. There is a retrograde on how we are experiencing our finances and relationships. What is your view on finances? We need to stop using those words like finance and economy in the first place. Because it's not about what you have out there tangibly in the fiat world, fiat money, or even digital money like bitcoins and things like that. That's just another way to reprogram you to still being attached to the way they put a value on things. That's why they have to regulate Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. They have to regulate it. So I say that so that you break away from how you see those things. And this is stuff we can't all do right here, right now. This is why the workshops are important, because I go deeper into this, into the workshops to break down how we can do that. But have faith and know that it can be done. Do not get caught up on the details of how. That's South Node in Virgo. This is what we're going to be dealing with right now. We're being urged. We're being shaken down. Ooh, feel that wind. We're being shaken down from holding on to those old ways of details. And I find myself having to do that, so I'm sharing that with you. It's not about the details anymore. Not that details aren't important, but don't get so caught up on the details that you miss having an overall view or having faith in the bigger picture. North Node in Pisces. the bigger picture, being under the newt, the spiritual house where everything is possible. Do not be closed to those endless and unlimited possibilities and potential because of minute details. Do not micromanage to the point of failure or procrastination. This is what we are here to shake down from the South Node in Virgo. That's what the inner moon, the moon was highlighting for us. To shake that down. Move away from looking at and having a oh, I gotta know how, and you don't really need to know how. We just need to know what we need to do and have faith that it's gonna be done as long as your intentions are true. So these are there's a lot of things that are going on with this new currency. So what I can say to you all is feel the wind. Listen to the wisdom in the wind. This is an energetic shift. This is the wind, which is the heart chakra. Energy is moving, and it's coming up from the fire within, from your solar plexus. Let the fire burn and blaze, removing the impurities, allowing it to come out, removing the impurities from these karmic, the disaster of these karmic cycles that are closing, which is a win-win for us, for you, for we. And this is helping to carry us into the fifth dimension. This is how we're going to shift into these timelines. We must let go. We must release. And we must not let the desperate energies doing desperate things hold us back. We really have to change our concepts. I myself had to look at certain things that need to be said to certain people, and I had to say, you know what, that's them. I'm moving. I'm doing what I need to do. As I listen to the ancestors in the wind, I'm standing steadfast on what I need to do. We don't always have to clarify it with anybody. That's their loss. We can't take everybody with you into 5D. They can't even see 5D, let alone walk with you into 5D. They're not privy to that. They don't have the privilege of that. So I don't care who it is. It could be your spouse, your children. Everybody's not meant to go there with you. Your parents, nobody want to leave their parents behind. You got to be willing to leave them behind too. And the wind just got louder. You have to be willing to leave them behind. If they are not in the wisdom in the wind and they're not eldering, then we have to let them go. It's not our job to hold on to them. So I'm going to do another video talking about how these desperate energies are kicking up, because that's something that we really need to look at, how they are existing in others. And it's so much information. Slow it down. It's pouring, like the floodgates are pouring in. But one of the things is to look at how it's clinging to other people. The desperate energies in them are clinging to certain other desperate energies, and that's how they're all correlating and they're demon dancing, so to speak, with each other. Their unhealed wounds are dancing with others' unhealed wounds in very desperate ways. So do not put anything past them. See it for what you see it as when the energy shows you. That is their desperate energy. Respect it and accept it. Respect meaning to re-look. Re-look at it and accept it so that you can make the right decisions in your energy body. It is time to be intimate with the energy, right? And I think I called it energy when I was putting the words together. It was like energy, energetic, meaning intimate energy. This is very energetic. It's time for us to become intimate, which is a sacral chakra word, and has to do with our feelings. Ashe? Ashe. So, anything else, Spirit? There's so much. Open up your throat chakra. Open up your throat chakra and express. And I don't mean just speaking, but in your being, in your doing, accept that the truth is there for you to see, and that revelation is going to bring you all the healing that you need in your life, world, and affairs. This is a new level. Welcome to 5D. Welcome to the next level of your fifth dimensional experience if you're already here. We're still leveling up. We're still going deeper into 5D because we've only just begun. We've only just begun. It's not over. We're only in the beginning. This is why we are pioneering the 5D new earth, as well as the Aquarian age, age of the knowing. So let's get rid of those shadows. While Chiron is still in Aries, know that it is working with us to remove the unhealed wounds. It is the wounded healer. Chiron is the wounded healer, and it's helping us to remove these broken shadows from the age of the ram, because I'm telling y'all, that was where a lot of things went wrong for about 4,000 years ago, and it's time for a turnover. So that's some of what has come up that I share with you all. Thank you for those who came through. Remember, Detox to Detach is coming up. It is starting on Monday. Monday is our first meetup, and we'll get into that some more. The new calendars are on the way, are in the making, so they will be ready. Happy New Year when it comes. Happy New Year right now as we are entered into Aries and on the spring equinox, which is when we begin our new year according to the 5D calendar on Friday. Happy New Year. Happy New You as we enter into a new cycle according to the true seasons of the true time reality. We will be there, and I'll do another video on that day more likely. Well, that'll be the day. Yeah, it'll be a really new year, new day for me. So you'll hear from me on that day. Right, so I shared this with you. It was a beautiful full moon experience. Again, thank you for those who came through, and your presence was greatly appreciated. We tapped into that third eye in the upper room, tapped into the soul codes, and saw so much more, and there is much more to see. And so thank you for also the donations. Keep it coming. Send what you can, because it is going to move us. We are moving swiftly. As you hear these winds, as I said, the currency is changing, so we are moving at an accelerated pace, right? So with that comes a lot of responsibility. Much love, much gratitude. Who is that? Soul. The sun was in my eye, so I couldn't see much of it. Soul, and I think that was, is that Tyrone? I see a T word. Oh man, that sun. Is that Diamond? Peace, love, and light, Diamond. Thank you for coming through in this live, and when I get back I could do my videos again. It doesn't have to be strictly lives. I will be equipped again with my technology. So with that, love you all. Get ready for this Detox to Detach, and the solar plexus workshop will be following right behind that, or we may do it in the middle because it's a month for the Detox to Detach. We meet for 4 weeks. We'll be going through that. It's a strict 2 weeks. The first week is transitional. The last week is transitional. And we meet once a week within these 4 weeks. So the first one will be Monday. That prepares us that we get ready for the transitional week next week. So welcome aboard. If you are ready to release some more stuff, join the Detox to Detach. If you've already done it, if you've already sent information, please, I'm asking you again to send it again. Because I'd have to go digging for it. And I know a few of you have said, hey, I'm ready for the Detox to Detach. But Spirit had it where it got put off till after we do the full moon workshop. So now it's here and we're ready. So if you were still ready, don't worry, you didn't miss nothing. Send me another email. Just put in there, I'm ready for the Detox to Detach. Send your information as well as in your phone number so we can add you to the group. And then we can go from there. The quicker you send me the email with your number is the quicker I can get you in, because we have a couple of days before we begin. So if this is for you, come on in. Detox to Detach. We're ready. Let's get rid of some more of this old soot. Let's continue to pour more of that purified water into our containers and make it clear and pure and clean. Ashe, if you know what I mean. So with that said, love you all. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart right here. Shine your light from the inside out. and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light be the flame and fires that ignite.